So I was telling you about kind of what happened in the last week or so. But preemptively, I have had him petition 2 or 3 times. Title 36, it's called the Baker Act somewhere else. And for whatever reason, he seems to be able to hold it together during those couple of days. He sees a doctor and they let him out. And that's after 10 times the crisis team has been to my house and I've petitioned and all that kind of stuff. And he was an actor and he can hold it together for a little while. And he's never there long enough to really let them see, So what I was telling you about the car and about his worries and almost looking like he was on cocaine. And he used to use cocaine. So there was a piece of me that's like, oh, is he using? And that's why I was asking a retired nurse if she thought that lack of food and sleep could make a difference. Okay, been at my house. Really shouldn't be at my house, sleeping in the garage, trying to figure out what I can do. He decides he wants to leave town. Now, Lynn, he has 3 driver's licenses. 3. They all have the same. I don't even understand it. I don't think any of them have expired. I don't know if he's going to get through airport security, but he decided he wanted to go to Charleston, South Carolina. So after him telling me about this buddy pass thing for $35 that doesn't exist, which I knew didn't exist, but he swears it exists, and I'm always arguing with him about things, we found a Frontier ticket, pretty cheap, to get to Atlanta, and then he's going to do Flixbus up to Charlotte. And assuming everything's on time, he will get to Charlotte on Friday, 6 p.m. Yeah. Hoping he sleeps on the plane. I don't know. But today we went and we bought some things, like he needed a leather jacket because that's what's going to look good and be in style. So we went to, thrift store. We've done that. But I was just telling Caleb that he goes to the dollar store and he comes out with a 16-ounce body wash. Now he leaves tomorrow. But planes allow bigger people to carry bigger size products. Because that's what he thinks. And I'm like, nope. Everybody gets 3 ounces. They don't care how big your body is. It's kind of like my shoe size, right? They don't care if I have big shoes or little. He goes, well, it was only $1.25. It doesn't matter. Okay. And I told him I had travel size. He doesn't want to hear anything from me. Anything I say, anything I do. When he picks up food with his hands, when he spills all over the floor, when he smokes and lets the smoke in the house, no matter what it is, I'm always yelling at him. He doesn't know how many times I don't say things and I just sweep up the mess and I do, whatever I do. But the whole idea that this guy, Ron, who was in prison with him, and he gave me 2 other names, he wanted to know if he had been in touch with me. This was knocking on my bedroom door at 10:30 last night. Hey, Mom, has this guy, blah, 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 don't talk to him because he was there. And by the way, he looks just like that actor that was on the Netflix series you were just watching called The Manny. Okay. And I said, you have been out of prison 3 years, 3.5 years. Never once have I been contacted by anyone associated with you. Never once. Never once has his ex-girlfriend from 1999 tried to reach me. Never once have Jay-Z and the group that tried to recruit him in 2005 contacted me. Never once. But he insists that they're all out there and they're all satanic. And the reason that he got overdraft fees at Wells Fargo is because the girl waiting on him was Muslim. Yeah. And the reason that this is because, so he's against everybody right now. Post-prison, he's against everybody. It doesn't matter if you're black or Native American or a tall white guy like him. It doesn't matter. Everybody's satanic. Everybody. Except him. Even when he's yelling and screaming at me. I'm so up to here with it all. And in the last week, his birthday is tomorrow. I decided I would do this as a birthday present, whatever it is. And Caleb just said to me, so Caleb lives in Denver, and he has a 6-hour layover. And he goes, Mom, I'm afraid that he's going to purposely stay in Denver and try to contact Adam or I. Said, I don't think so. I think he wants to get to Charleston, which he chose. I don't know why. And he said, he goes, yeah, but he's done other things. And I said, I sent you his phone number, his new phone number. He doesn't know where you live. Don't answer your phone. Don't. Just don't. And if he shows up, call the police, and say he's not welcome. And I said, I'm so ready for him to be out of here. And Adam has said, don't let him go back to prison. And I'm like, it doesn't matter where he is. And that's what my therapist said. Whether it's Tucson or Denver or Atlanta or whatever, he's going to be homeless.
Right.
And she, this morning, said to me, maybe you print out the Social Security office, or if there's churches with food pantry, and just give that to him before he leaves in the morning, before I take him to the airport. Last night, I wanted to go to trivia. And there's the group that Evie goes with, and then there's Up With People friends. And he's like, no matter where you go, you're going to leave. And I only have a little bit of time, 2 days left, and then I'm never going to see you for the rest of my life. And your friends are more important, and your trivia is more important. There's probably 50 to 500 warrants for my arrest out. And I'm like, what have you done? Like, he goes, and there's going to be a sheriff there. There'll be a sheriff at trivia. And the next thing you know, they'll be coming here. And I kept saying, I want to go to trivia. I want to go to, and when I come to work, you're always working. Mm-hmm. So all these things, and then when I call the crisis center, everybody wants to know if he was suicidal today or tried to kill me. Those are the things that would keep him there. Nothing else. All the rest of this is normal. Can you tell I'm mad? Whoever's
watching
this. I told my therapist this morning, I'm sad about him. I'm sad that he doesn't admit the resources he needs.
Yeah.
And I said that you're putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding sieve. And he can rest at your house for a week, and then he's back to who he is. Mm-hmm. And she goes, so if that happens back east or wherever, it's still the same. You're just delaying something for a moment until he chooses to ask for help. And he could walk into any emergency room and say, I hear voices, I think this, that, or whatever, and they would help him right then. But he's not choosing that. And she said that's because I keep putting the Band-Aid on it.
But he can't choose that. Because of his psychosis.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Will he get to the place? I think her words this morning were, it's an uphill battle, son. You say you're fine, and so as long as you believe you're fine, you may run into these things where you think the cops are after you and stuff like that. If the time comes when you believe that maybe you need some help, your road could be easier. But in the meantime, I can't fight that uphill battle with you anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
This is worse than it's ever been. And I think because I tried so hard within the system,
mm-hmm.
and the system doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. When I even request specifically, please don't give him pills, please give him a shot. Now, this is what I don't know. If he's in fact court-ordered, he might be court-ordered to stay in Arizona. I don't know that because with HIPAA, I don't know. So when he tries to get on a plane tomorrow, maybe he can't. I don't know.
Well, the travel, you have to have the real ID now. So his 3...
I think that he has that because he's gotten
3 licenses.
They're since he's out of jail. I don't know.
Well, but you have to say yes, you want a real ID.
Oh, I don't know what he has.
Yeah. And I don't know when that started, if it started May 1st.
No, a friend of mine said May 8th it starts, so he might.
He might be just fine. Can I say, though, Ron had a valid Arizona driver's license the entire time we lived in Illinois.
Yeah.
Arizona doesn't, their system is just weird and stupid that way.
Wow.
That he had a valid so when we came back to Arizona, they're like, well, you have a valid driver's license here. And he said, but I have an Illinois driver's license. And they're like, well, okay, we'll just...
You just start using this one again?
We'll just correct this one. So I'm not surprised at all that he's managed to get 3 because it seems to be... You can just request a new one online.
Yeah. I think the last time I got a new one, they sent me 2. I think I have one in... Yeah. So,
and we wonder why the system doesn't work.
I know. And I wrote that letter, and I'll adjust the letter to, and then I need to get him gone. And so I'm frankly looking forward to him getting on a plane. And if he doesn't get to get on the plane, I think I just have to block everything at this point and say, I'm sorry,
That's one of the hardest things you have to do as a mom.
Yeah. Yep. But I didn't used to think it was killing me, and it's killing me.
It is. It's affecting every single part of your life. You're scared for your own safety. He might be there when you get home.
And I'm scared for my anger. I'm scared
Sure.
for how mad I am.
Sure.
And how much I swear at him.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. And I just wish two things. I wish they could force him, and my therapist said today they could take him, and they could say, you were court ordered. You can't leave town. And then they could keep him for a weekend or a week, and then if they find out that he needs more help, they can keep him. But he's always managed to escape that.
Mm.
And he considers the psych ward the same as prison.
Mm.
It's taking away his rights,
Sure.
So my friend Tim that was here, I don't know if I've talked to you about that. He's an attorney, and he does litigation, and he listened to me a lot, and he's very good at showing both sides of things. And, okay, then if you do this, Donna, then this. And I told you, if he said if you were Jeff Bezos and you had all the money in the world, what would you do? And I couldn't answer it because I know all the money in the world wouldn't fix it.
No.
And Caleb just said to me, he goes, yeah, I know we've always thought you could buy him a place far away. Wherever that is. On an island.
Right?
Somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But then there'll be somebody after him there.
Yeah.
And he won't be able to stay.
And I think from a prey perspective, I don't want somebody else to get hurt. Right now, I'm always the recipient of whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if he really loses it, somebody else could get hurt. And I think if he's just alone in a city that right now sounds good, like, driving to Flagstaff made sense one night.
Sure.
I think somebody else could get hurt. And that's part of the reason I wanted to record this, because I don't ever want to be the parent where somebody goes, why did Mom do anything? Why didn't she try? Why didn't she do this?
You've been trying.
I've been trying. Yep. So I came to the church to record this and to do some work that's not in my house, because it's more peaceful here than my house, which is also, I want my house to be my sanctuary, Okay, you can stop it.